guys? Hey, y'all. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Lucy Y podcast, where I just ponder, talk, and that's pretty much it. So, I don't know if I've ever, I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but, I have these, theories in my head, and I just don't say them out loud, and this is the perfect place to say it, but my hair theory. I don't know anything for anyone else, for sure. I don't know what goes on inside your head. I really don't know anything of how it goes, but I guess this is why I'm calling it a theory, even though I'm refraining from Googling that word, but, because I'm a very curious person, and I will Google, a million times a day, and it's, it hinders me. Curiosity it can be a hinder sometimes. You just gotta accept that you can't know everything. And that's it. And you don't need to know everything. But this is once I've kind of came into awareness of this, I'm trying to pay more attention to it. And I have been. But, if I feel like my hair looks good, then I feel good. And if I feel like my hair looks bad, I just feel bad. And I guess that's, everyone, everyone has said that, for a while, the clothes they wear and everything, but it's so true. So I'm not, the first one that's making this up, but, if my hair, okay, going deeper, if I feel like if I strained my hair, then I feel like a different version of myself. I feel like the strained hair version of myself. I feel like I put effort into, look different. And I feel different. I don't feel like my normal curly-haired Lucy, my natural self. If you see my natural self, then that's very vulnerable. And for context, I used to strain my hair every day, middle school, before middle school. I don't know if I did it in 3rd grade, but I don't know. Other people would strain my hair for me, but for context, I used to strain my hair every day, and I was uncomfortable. I didn't feel as good when it was curly. And that's looking back in retrospect now. And I don't know, when I get it wet and shower, showers, it's always been known that it's a baptizing, cleansing type of thing. It really cleanses you. So I feel cleansed when I get it wet. I'm not going to say fake, because I don't feel, even when I do have straight hair now, I don't feel fake. Or I'm not trying to act fake. I'm not trying to act like something I'm not. Back then, was I? In middle school? I was probably putting on a little, it was more ego, though. That's what it was. It was more ego, my fear was running me. Let me think more. When I curl it, usually when I have to strain it before I curl it, so that's a whole nother thing that's, I don't know. That's why I just want to talk about Sex in the City, because I've been watching that today. When I straighten and curl it, I put a lot of effort in, and I just think about how I'm gonna wash this off later tonight, and how much effort I put in, for what. That's usually what it is. But if I look good, I look good, but it's then I have to remind myself I always look good all the time. So when I took my hair down a few minutes ago, I don't feel like my hair looks super good, but I'm pretty I'm comfortable obviously showing whoever watches this on the internet my hair now. And if you see my videos, I don't, I'm very comfortable showing myself. now. Like, I feel like maybe it's just like I know I'm a beautiful person inside my heart, so like my outsides doesn't matter. That's a good lesson to learn, for other people to learn. And I mean, I'm not like perfect all the time. Like, I probably have to remind myself that sometimes. Um, but maybe not right now because I've been watching. Like, my hair doesn't. It's getting longer, so I'm still getting used to it. But Sex in the City really, I think it can. I'm not gonna say boost my ego, but I mean a little bit. It helps you like feel better. I feel like like any show, it entertains you, makes you laugh, probably make you cry. Like this past episode, in talking with my mom last night, if you know Big, Mr. Big in the first season, basically. Mom has seen like everything and watched the movies, I guess. She mentioned, okay, this is spoiler alert, I guess. So if you don't want to listen, don't listen. But, I mean, you can kind of get from the show. Well, I really don't know because I haven't seen it all, but do any of them like stay? None of them stay with like one person forever, okay? But, Mom was saying Mr. Big was like the love of her life or something. And it just hits you. It makes me think about the relationships I have been in. And also, I know last time I talked about like psychological flexibility, but I feel like my whole podcast like goes into it, really. Like this is like I'm really kind of good at it, so my podcast is always about psychological flexibility. But that relationships are, I mean, a huge part of our lives. A huge part. Like we're always in relation to something else, someone else, something bigger than us. And they are an important aspect of life. I think as an introvert, someone who kind of needs to like psychological flexibility chart, like detach from our thoughts. Like I just, maybe as an empath too, like I feel I need alone time sometimes. And I'm not going to speak for everyone else, but I feel like we all do. Like if you can't be alone at all, I feel like that's a problem. I think we should all be able to be by ourselves and enjoy it, but like at least at some point during the day, maybe. I don't know. I would go for that though. I think that's true. Uh, so sometimes like thinking about who's gonna watch this, it can doesn't stop me sometimes, but it makes me like do little prefaces like for things I don't really need to preface, I feel like. But yeah, at some point in my life I felt like a different person when I was by myself than when I was with this person, and I felt like I couldn't. At some point I felt like I was kind of living two different lives, but I was also like addicted to this person or to whatever feelings it was giving me. That's really what it is. And I I wasn't gonna let go of this person as much as I like in my higher conscious wanted to. My lower self, everything else was like not. My very ego was in fear. And because also he made me feel scared, which is like emotionally abusive it is. And which I guess like is kind of like scary if you people either make threats or I mean that's pretty people make threats like you know a lot of this is like from a while ago, so like 2016 to 2019, and so it's not like fresh in my mind. That's what I was thinking in the bathroom earlier. I'm like I just wish I like had a podcast or like was recording myself and my thoughts like this time back then, but like I probably wouldn't have been in that situation if I was. I feel like I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have had the strength to leave earlier than I did or even have been in that situation. That's why I had to use strength to leave, but or just like be okay with it, because he was kind of leaving without me, to be honest. He was like trying to do whatever to, but I think he really did love me in some. I mean, we were together for a while. I don't want to speak for him, but where was oh, like, because I find like I never had to leave someone before until like February something, end of February. And that's what on Sex and the City they said like it takes about half the time you all were together to get over it. And if we were together for like 5 months, like that's why I am over it. But I had the strength to leave him, and I knew it wasn't a great relationship for me. Like I knew back then it wasn't the best situation for me, but I didn't have the strength or courage or confidence to leave. But this time I did. I think partly because I'm finally doing something I want to do because I want to do it, doing something I love, something that's cathartic for me, something that's like a creative expression of myself. That's what I had a hard time expressing myself back then. I really did, and I felt like my safest, or like the person that he really, that guy back then, he really helped me to come into some confidence in myself. Like my therapist after I was with him. I felt like he felt I had another sense of like confidence coming out of me. Something about just someone that. So I feel like the therapist was a little more of a healthier kind of confidence coming out. And the relationship, I mean, it really brought out. I was never in a relationship before, and I never got to be like, I wasn't a wife, but the potentiality of being a wife and like someone in a loving relationship. I always wanted to get married, like only have like one relationship and get married, but clearly that didn't happen, and it's not going to happen, and I accept that. But I just have to accept everything and learn from it. Like, I was really hoping the last relationship I was in this year, while I started filming, you could like watch it real time. I really like moved in quick with, I didn't move in with him, but like I moved in quick with him. I have this thing where it's like rose-colored glasses, rose-colored lenses, and I can like be in delusion in La La Land, have an illusion over these things, like, because it feels so great and it feels so like on a soul level, and that's what I think all these people that I do have like special soul connections with, like, that's what they are like soul connections in some way, but that doesn't mean I want to marry that person, because I have values that I have clarified and I am enacting now. Before, I mean, the first person, like, he would lie to me and I would just kind of believe it out of that false sense of the rose-colored glasses. And so I've become more aware of it. I've been more wary of it. Like, that has also, from that first relationship, it scared me for my second one. That ended up being 11 days because I was scared, even though he was really a great person. Am I glad I'm not with him? Yes, I am, but that one hurt for me for a while, and it was so short. But I hated how I let it affect me, and I was really like in a state of fear and everything, in delusion. Like, kind of not really living in the present moment. That's what I felt like. Like, I'm like, okay, this is my person, like, forever. After like one day, I'm telling you, this is real. And I know I'm not the only one, but hopefully, I know no one else has had like this exact unique experience, and that's why I'm telling it. But I need a drink of water and to take a breath. I'm glad I'm talking about this. Yeah, because I mean, there's some things that you can't take away. Speaking of Sex in the City, sex. That's okay to say on YouTube, right? Spotify. Yes. I mean, sure, you can have like a whole, what's the, like, where you're like a born again virgin or something. I mean, there's truth to that, yeah. But I think, like, bodily, I mean, can you ever, like, I don't think you can take that away. Doesn't mean you're less special or anything. I think it's just a part of your journey and part of your story and everything. I mean, I don't think there's any shame to it or anything. I think it just adds part of your story. I would hate for anyone to like feel shamed for anything, because you can't take it away, so you have to accept it and help it let you grow. And I'm actually very grateful for every relationship I've had with anyone, because it helps me grow as a person. It just wasn't what I was hoping or planned for, and I'm okay with that, because I wouldn't be who I am today if it hadn't happened any other way. But that's what I really, because I mean, you do connect with people on a different wavelength, different, and more like soul connection. Every time you interact with someone like sexually, I think you create a soul connection in some way. Soul tie. I think you could have already had a soul connection, but you create like a soul tie that like maybe never even leaves you. I know you can try to like make it, cut it and stuff, but I think, I mean, you can do that, but it still maybe never like leaves you, your soul. I don't know. No one knows. So, but I think like it can help you on like crazy levels, like soul levels, and a lot of ways. So, yeah, it was not what I planned, and I am grateful though. I think I said it last time. Like, I learned so much from one relationship, and I'm grateful because he really became my best friends. And since then, I haven't had a relationship like that where the person was like my best friend, like my person. I haven't. I have faith, and I hope the person that I marry, we are like that, like our person. I think at some point the first guy, and I can tell because we were both becoming distant. Like, if I was keeping stuff from him, he was probably keeping stuff from me. Did I start it? I don't really know because it was so long ago, but there was some stuff I kept from him, yeah, and then it became more comfortable to just like not talk about it and move on. And that was not healthy. Just not talking about it and moving on, that's not what I want in my marriage relationship. I know that value now going forward. Like, if I don't feel comfortable coming to you for something, then, because I would like my husband to be like my best friend relationship. Because I've heard from other things, and that, like, if you just like tell your girlfriends everything, and then your relationship, like, that's cool if it works for you. I just know that that's not what I want, and that doesn't really work for me because I just don't think it does. Like, having girl relationships, I would tell everything too. That's never been my thing. Unless when I was younger, when I had a couple friends that were girls that they like moved away. But I was like 3 and 5, like, or I was young. I don't really remember that much. I think it hurt me, but I don't know. She might have been like my best friend type. But I would like my husband to be my best friend. And if I'm hiding stuff from him, I don't like that. Yeah, and it was sad, like, knowing that there was stuff I was hiding from him. I didn't like that feeling. And I'm sure he didn't like that feeling either. Because you know when you, like, feel stuff and then you just don't talk about it? Like, I know that feeling very well, and I don't like it. I've kind of just, like, done the hard thing, and I just, like, talk about it. Because I think forwardly in the future, and I'm like, it just feels so cathartic, and it usually turns out for the best. And even if it doesn't, like, you just feel better, and you can, like, move on. You're like, at least I said something without it, like, lingering forever in the back of my mind. So, I'm sure there were several points I've talked about. I've been talking for 24 minutes, so I feel like this was really good. Is there anything else you all are curious about or want me to talk about? Let me know. I have lore. We all have lore. But that's what I wish I recorded some stuff when I was in this relationship. Oh, what kind of reminded me of it, Carrie's friend was in an emotionally abusive relationship, and she had the strength to leave him, but I mean, that was hard. I feel so disconnected from it, and so, like, I feel it in my heart. And partly in my mind, but my mind is so different. Maybe my heart feels it, but my mind has matured and become wiser, less stupid, less ignorant in the best ways. Like, I was young. I see people with rose-colored glasses, and I really, like, I don't know if I think I could change them, or I just kind of, like, live in this state of imagination land. I admit it. I know it now. Back then, I didn't talk about it. I let it seep, simmer, and then burst when it boiled up on the people that didn't deserve it. I'm really grateful for all the relationships I've had. That's what that one, maybe, do we think that our first relationship makes a lot of impact on our others? I feel like it probably does. And I feel like our first, so I don't really know, but I was about to say, like, I feel like our first relationships are, like, set with our mother and father. I mean, obviously, duh, but I feel like that plays a role in our parents. And I mean, in my situation, I feel, looking back, having words for it, I was love bombed. Did I talk about this on the last episode? Why is it sounding familiar? I probably did. See, my hair looks good from far away, but whenever I, like, upload and look close, I'm like, ooh. But yeah, I think I did talk about it. He had to, like, convince me to like him and, like, love bond me. But then we became, like, best friends, and I think that goes to show, like, I have such, like, unconditional love for people. And you can, like, kind of learn to accept every part of someone and love them anyway. That's really what I did. And now I'll forever have good memories, and memories where I really learned a lot. But if you are in an emotionally abusive situation, or if you feel like you can't talk to anyone about anything, I hope you don't feel that way, and I hope you can talk to me. But I mean, I would just hope, I mean, therapists are expensive, but I mean, I do care about you. I do. I guess, I mean, I could be that person, I guess, but that could be, like, a leader step into finding people in your own life and becoming more comfortable talking to people around you, like, closely. Like, I don't know where you are. That's what I'm saying. But there are people that care about you. That's clear, right? That you got that. And spiritually, that's, like, the main thing I was talking about here. That I wouldn't have been able to done it if I haven't, like, I think spiritually people have guided me throughout life. They have kept me safe. Like, there's a bunch of times I could have died. I mean, we all could have, like, driving. That's the main thing. But we're here now for a reason. We are safe for a reason. So I do believe in the fact that we have, like, spirit guides, people that have died on something guiding us or protecting us, watching over us, or people that we can talk to. I think we have to be the ones to talk to them, because, you know, like, in movies and stuff where it's, like, just such a clear sign, like, we get those sometimes, but I don't think, this could be my delusion, but, like, I think they want us to start the relationship. It said it stopped automatically. Ugh, I hate when that happens. I think they want us to start the relationship. Like, they're not just gonna, like, keep bothering us or anything. Like, we have to be the ones to initiate it, like, with God and Jesus. Or whatever you believe in. But I feel like I've learned a lot in this department, and I'm very passionate about relationships. I really am. I'm not the best at them, but because I take them very seriously. Let me think for a second. One sec. I guess in some way, like, I feel like my relationships are like a duty in our lives. Like, I have a sense of duty and I have, like, commitment to maintaining, like, good relationships. And I think some relationships aren't meant to, like, I just think we're supposed to learn lessons from all relationships. I do. Like, I don't talk to everyone I've ever known my whole life, like, every day, but I think about a lot of people every day. I do. And I hope they're all good. So, I might end it here. I'm getting hot. That's how you know, like, I've expressed a lot of myself. Very good. I have whole body theory, too. Like, the way I make I've, like, noticed my feelings and everything, so, like, I then come up with these theories. Like, I feel hot because I feel like I expressed myself very well, and I need to, like, cool down. And probably take this off, but I don't. Maybe I'll just take it off right now. See? Okay. So, it's all good. My stomach is rumbling. I also wanted to do it before I ate because my food theory, I felt like I would feel different after I ate. Okay? So, I hope you all enjoyed this, took something away from it. Not away from it. I hope you took something from this in a good way. I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next week. I'm very consistent. All love, love, all.